Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Press the Action Button podcast here on digital-delirium.com. As always, I am your host, Joystick, and we have a special episode for you guys this week. We don't have video game topics because we have something else more awesome to talk about. With us this week is D-Pad. Say hello to the people, D-Pad. They haven't heard from you in about a month.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I do have something to say, actually.
What's that?
Oh, yeah. Okay, that doesn't actually have anything to do with South America or where I was, and we'll get to that, but that's just our new catchphrase of the night. But which may or may not be explained.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that can wait a little while. We'll keep them in suspense.
Well, let's introduce Game Face.
Yeah, also with us this week is Game Face. Say hello to the people, Game Face.
I could not be more disappointed with this sandwich.
It was an ugly sandwich, dude.
It was worse than the sandwich I wrote the song about. The song about the ugly sandwich.
The sandwich in your head? It was worse than a fictional sandwich.
It was worse than a fictional sandwich that I wrote a song about when I was in like 10th grade.
So was it the Brood Witch?
It was the Brood Witch looked freaking good. Except
but it was evil.
Those dried tomatoes, I just brushed those off. I find them disgusting.
Did he like tape them to the ceiling or something?
I don't know.
No, he duct taped the whole, like half of a sandwich to the ceiling so nobody could get at it. But I think Shake knocked it down with a broom.
And like ate it. And ate everything except for the dried tomatoes.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like them, sun-dried tomatoes. Now, before we left, you mentioned on the podcast that you were taking a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take a trip down to Ecuador. And
Ethiopia.
Yes, you took a trip down to Ethiopia.
Or Chile, or
Canada.
Canada,
I've heard too, yeah.
Or Chad, or Uganda, or something like that.
I mean, so how was Korea?
Korea, yeah, well, Korea was... Well, I didn't go there, but it's actually, I heard a lot of different things. A lot of people ask me, like, when I explained to them I'm going to Ecuador, they'd be like, why Ecuador? Wait, what's in Ecuador? Well, the equator's in Ecuador.
So you're going to see the equator?
I saw the equator.
Sweet. What was the equator like?
It was mountainous and humid.
So was the equator invisible, or did they draw a line?
Do they just have like
it's a line in the sky, Alex?
Do they just have like
you
a
look
line?
up and you see a bunch of zeros in the sky.
Do they just have like this black line going straight through Ecuador where the equator is?
So people can like jump from one side. I'm on the north side. I'm on the south side.
Yeah.
I'm on the north side.
They do that in some places, like the Prime Meridian in England. There's a line that goes through the town.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's 0 degrees longitude, and the town of Meridian, or Greenwich in England, because they call it Greenwich Mean Time, they actually have a line that goes through the city that's like, this is the Prime Meridian.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I know, like, somewhere in the United States there's like the Four Corners or whatever, where it's like, this is where 4 states meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Colorado, Utah, Nevada, and Arizona.
So like, you can stand right exactly on that corner and be in 4 states at one time.
Simpsons joke.
Well,
We
that
could,
was
all
5
three of
states,
us-
actually.
All three of us could hold hands in like a merry ring around the rosy fashion and just run circles. And
No,
we
we
would
stand in
we'd be
different states
traveling-
and look each other in the eye, and then call each other, and text each other. While
Hey,
we're
I'm
looking at
texting you
each
from
other.
Colorado. Just thought you'd
What's the weather like there?
Distance?
It's funny because that would be long distance, I think, but it's not really
No,
long
it
distance
wouldn't.
at
It would
all.
probably be, if there's reception out there, it would all be the same tower, probably.
No, yeah, that's a good point.
I hope there's reception there.
What if
because
they
I
just
would totally
build
do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys want to announce what we're drinking this week?
Tea.
Well, you're...
I'm waiting to finish my green tea.
Oh,
my
you want
quaffable
Oh,
green tea.
can't you like double fist that shit?
Oh, for freaking out loud, yes.
Okay, we're drinking Labatt Blue.
Yeah.
To commemorate Ian's trip to Ontario.
Yes, Ontario.
How's those South Kitsilano folks?
Yeah, how's the
Vancouver.
South Korea folks?
This is Canada.
This ends now. This is freaking Canada.
How was China, Ian?
North Korea.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful out there, and if I ever get the chance to go back again, I will, definitely, because...
It was Ecuador, folks. I think we already said that, but they
Yeah.
might be getting confused by now.
Yeah.
Ecuadorians.
We're just.
But you guys are
about
making it a point. Okay, I got you. I can think
I'm game.
what's going on there.
I'm game.
No, dude, I want to dedicate this whole podcast to you and your whole experience out there in Ecuador land. Yeah, Ecuador land.
Okay, that's
That's not
awesome,
as-
That's where the
because,
Ecuadorians are from.
That's
Ecuadorian.
Ecuadorians.
Sounds like
Park.
Narnia, like it's something.
Well, we could call them Ecuadoricans.
Ecuador.
Well, why is it
Ecuador.
okay? America,
Equinox.
Americans. So why is it like
What?
Canada and Canadians
Instead of
Shouldn't it
Canadians.
Be, yeah, shouldn't it be Canadians?
Canadians.
Yeah, it's Ecuador.
Canadians.
So what were the
Yeah.
Ecuadoricans like?
Ecuadoricans or
It's working, Dorkin.
Ecuadoricans.
This just got like 10 degrees of stupid.
Let's pretend that's the first time that's happened in the 95 podcasts.
New Jersey.
Okay, well, the first thing I noticed about the people, they pretty much, in case you haven't really seen pictures or anything, or you don't really have a frame of reference, they pretty much just look like Native Americans. You know, they have...
They're Hispanic, like a hybrid of like Hispanic and like Aboriginal.
yeah, they're mestizos, and the further you move out into the rurals, the more Indian they look. The more darker their skin is, and it's not really black though, it's like red. Their skin is
Yeah, they're like Native
red.
Americans.
Yeah.
Native South Americans.
So yeah, we spend a lot of time in the rurals. Me and Ryan, we both got set up with housing families.
So, for those that might not be familiar with this kind of thing, explain the housing family, would you?
Yeah. Well, it was pretty much just an Ecuadorian family who agreed to take in an American gringo. You know, who's just willing to stay there, you know, for the trip, whether it's a missions trip or whatever.
It's very much like a foreign exchange program.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was. Except they made me work. You know, they would give me food, clothing, shelter, a warm place to sleep in exchange for my services. As long as I just helped them out on the farm. I had to milk cows. I had to feed chickens. I had to milking cows is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nipples are weird. I mean, those
It
things
looks
are like,
weird, man.
Yeah. I couldn't even do it that fast. Another thing that happened while I was milking my first cow, I'd like to point out that I actually have a theory that cows shit. Cows will just shit wherever they stand. I actually have a theory that they do not know when they're shitting, and that the shit just rolls out of their ass without them
believe
knowing
it.
And so
It's just kind of a funny, description, though.
They don't turn around. They're not like, oh, I'm shitting. Like it'll happen while they're walking. It'll happen while they're eating. It'll happen while they're standing. I don't think they know. So another thing that you want to know about cows is that they use their tails to whip the sides of their bodies
Oh, I can see where this is going.
to keep mosquitoes off of their hide.
Yeah, horses do that too.
Yeah. I guess it's
A lot of big animals do that.
I don't know. But my first cow, I'm just sitting there milking the cow, and all of a sudden I just get shit, like liquid shit, slung in my face.
Oh.
And it's
Oh, so gross.
So is taking a dump and swatting flies and being milked all at the same time? That is kinky.
And kinky's not the word I would
Disgusting.
For the cow, not for you.
Gross.
Yeah, when you're on
Horrifying?
the receiving end of that shit.
Literally.
How would you describe it? Horrifying?
It's earthy. I don't know. It's
That's a
really,
euphemism.
it's a humbling experience. I mean, after like the second week down there, like all the weird things they had me eat and all the piss poor conditions they had me sleeping in. At that point, getting shit on me is just like
A drop in the
okay.
bucket.
It's like, all right, what's next? Sure, whatever.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Shit on my face? Sure, let's do this.
Did your host family speak English?
No, they did not.
So how were you able to communicate with them?
More or less. I mean, I know a little bit of Spanish, like just enough to make basic transactions with these people. They were really nice people, and they worked really hard to communicate.
What they wanted you to do.
Difficult. Yeah, I mean, like they could tell me to go like, hey, we need rocks. Like, literally, like the first 20, like the first like 2 hours that I was on the farm, they just had me moving rocks. Like they had me move rocks from one pile into another pile, and then that pile was in the wrong place, so they made me make another pile of rocks. So I was just moving rocks around. But about the language barrier, it was difficult to work around. Actually, their son spoke a little bit of English. He was studying in school, and sometimes he was able to translate for me.
That's cool.
But he was 19, and he was a teenager, so he had places to go and things to do.
Yeah.
He was always out, so he was hardly ever there.
And stuff.
I didn't know that they taught English at schools there.
Most countries teach a little bit of English.
I mean, they do if you choose to.
So it's like in America where you can just, like, if you want to learn a foreign language in high school, you can.
Yeah. English was kind of, like, you're actually, like, they really idolize American culture. And a lot of them, like, have dreams of someday moving to
the States?
States, yeah. So
I didn't know that. I thought that was like one of the parts of the world that like didn't like us.
No, it's not true.
Mexico, maybe not. Central America, a little more. South America, definitely.
Yeah, they really look up to us.
See, Mexico is close enough to us that they have to put up with all our ass hattery. So.
Well, like, Mexico always has. I mean, there's like constantly people in Mexico trying to get across the United States borders.
Right, and we don't let them.
Probably butt munches. No, I'm just playing.
There's a lot of resentment there.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are legal ways to get into this country, and they chose not to use.
Well, no. Here's the thing with Mexico is I found this out. I looked up the immigration process. First of all, it's a lottery system. So you basically enter a lottery to apply for citizenship, to get a legal pass to come into the country. Second of all, if whatever your country from has gone over a quota, you can't get in. They don't allow anyone from that country for the next 2 years. If they've been over the quota within 2 years, and Mexico is over that quota, partially because of illegals, every single year. So, like, for somebody from Mexico to legally come in, optimistically there would be like a 2-year waiting list, and that's kind of messed up. But I'm
not saying waiting 2 years to even be able to apply, and that's not guaranteeing.
Well, I imagine living in a place like Ecuador,
it's a sad
they would
situation.
have to come to the United States through legal means, like, because that's a long journey otherwise.
You could do it. I mean, it is connected by land. You
possibly hitchhike up to Mexico, but it would take days and days.
Take a long freaking time to get here,
and a lot of money just to get up here without freaking starving.
I don't think that's feasible.
Be a lot of havas that they'd have to take with them.
So I didn't know that they really looked up to American culture and everything.
They do. It's kind of cool. You're actually considered really popular if you can speak English. It's like a lot of people would have like tattoos of English on them, and that's like so cool. That's
like how people here have
Japanese tattoos.
No,
that's exactly like United States to them is like our Japan. Like you know how everybody everyone's like, oh, I have such a crush on Asian girls, they're so cute, but Asian people are just like, no.
What?
Yeah. They're kind of like that. Like, oh,
no, in Japan,
you have such a crush on like. Did you have Ecuador girls hit on you
all the time?
Yeah,
like a yes, like a pimp.
All the time. No, it's true. No, every Ecuadorian girl at the bar wants to go home with a gringo. Gringo, and I probably would have gotten laid more if I spoke their language.
Did you get laid at all?
There is.
Just curious.
Yeah, there was one girl.
I was gonna say you don't have to answer that. I'm just curious.
Cool.
I had sex with a girl and I made out with another girl.
Oh, that's cool. Getting back to you said when you got there, they had you moving rocks, and then they had you doing farm stuff. Had you ever done that kind of feeding chickens?
No, this was my first time, and I'd like to say that I picked up on it rather quick. Well, I mean, I didn't pick up on it quick, but I mean, they gave me simple tasks. and I tried as hard as I could. I mean,
You gave it all the effort.
yeah,
That's all you can
every
really
ounce
do.
of my strength. Like hauling the rocks, I really think it was stupid. Like as soon as I moved in, they said like we're building a bathhouse, and I was like, oh, that's cool. What's wrong with your original bathroom? And they're like, we don't have one.
So
That
like,
was-
I saw your video, and I'm gonna post a link to your Vimo when I
Oh
post
yeah,
this on
do
the site.
that. That's cool.
And I saw your video about where you were talking about them building a bathroom, and you looked sunburned when you were doing that video.
I was really sunburned.
Because your sunscreen didn't come in until like the next day or something.
Yeah, that I'm 2 feet away from the sun. I was in the mountains on the equator.
Joystick is like just like fingering a DVD case for Godzilla 2000 right now.
Yeah, what do you?
But, I don't know. Nervous habit.
Why is that sitting there? Are we?
I was gonna watch it, but then I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I might still watch it later, but
I was gonna watch your mom, but then I did.
so like, did they have to like go into town when they had to use the bathroom?
You had to take a bus to
Okay,
take a thing.
okay, here's the kicker. I don't know. I was with these guys for 2 weeks. I never saw anybody piss. I never saw anybody poop. I never saw anybody walk off with toilet paper. I never even saw them gone for long enough to use the bathroom. I wanted to ask them, like, where do you guys poop? But I don't know how to say that. I can't ask them and get a valid answer because of the language barrier. So the best I can explain
would you really
is that,
want to?
What? No, I really wanted to know where they pooped because I had to poop. So like the first 3 days that I was there, I held it in because I didn't know how to ask.
Maybe their diet is high in
Well, what did
fiber.
you finally do? I mean, I don't
So
want to spend too
okay,
much
so
time.
I
on
finally,
it.
all right. So I had been holding it in for 3 days. I literally had like a giant golden brick in my asshole. It was painful. I was losing sleep over it. No, it was painful. It sucked. So
does
I
sound like
finally, I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I wandered off into the fields in the middle of the night. I felt like that was the best time to do it. I had a
Shotgun.
not a shotgun, a flashlight. I don't know. why I
A
said
shot glass because I knew it was gonna hurt.
I knew it was gonna suck, but I was like, I gotta do
Freaking
this.
drinking rum to take a dump. A shot
So
of rum.
like,
So I wander off. I eventually, the dog is following me because the dog is following the light. I'm holding a flashlight, and the dog is just like, "What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, buddy? What are you doing? What are you walking out here for? It's late. You know that? It's late." I'm like, "Yeah, get the fuck away from me, dog. This isn't any of your business." So I finally found these 2 rocks. There's 2 rocks. There was about an inch in between either of them, and I was like, "That's kind of like a toilet. Okay, this'll do." So I sit on it, and mind you, I'm wearing a poncho, and if you know ponchos, they don't really wrap around your waist, they just kind of dangle. So I'm like squatting on these 2 rocks, and I'm balancing both of my feet, and I'm trying to really hard to keep my balance. I have a toilet paper roll in one hand, and with the same hand, I'm trying to keep shit from landing on my poncho. And on the other hand, I'm holding a flashlight, so I can see what exactly I'm doing. The dog is attracted to the light. He
I would be
doesn't know what's
scared
going
out of
on
my
here.
mind of snakes and scorpions, dude.
It was on 2 rocks. Like this was safe. This was kind of
Okay.
so the dog is just sitting underneath my ass and it's just waiting. And I'm just like, and when I finally do, like the dog just like, oh, food, and he just
gross.
starts lapping it up.
Ew!
Ew.
That's hilarious!
So now
This was the most uncomfortable shit I had ever taken. It was cold. It was dark out. I had to balance while doing it, like balance on 2 rocks.
it sounds like it sucked ass, bro.
Literally!
It was terrible.
I
It
think the
was
dog
terrible.
did.
After that point, I started going to my friend's housing family to use their.
Oh, so your friend's housing family actually had
he
it.
had
So,
a
like,
nice house.
like bringing them a cup of
They had a
sugar in
toilet?
return.
I would do it discreetly. Like I would always find a reason to go over there.
So did they have like a toilet, or did they have
No,
like?
it was a toilet with running water. And
So you didn't think to just
I was
ask
gonna ask if
Ryan
it was
about
a toilet
this?
or if it was like an outhouse, like what you said you were building.
no. Well, Ryan was never Ryan was only around my housing family the once. I'm just gonna go with my original theory is that they don't use the bathroom. They don't pee. That it just...
They're so efficient that they just burn all 100% of their beans.
Every month they shit a diamond.
I told Billy Wrigley that about Superman.
He shits diamonds?
No, he's so efficient that he just, like, absorbs 100% of food and it just disappears and becomes energy for him to be more powerful.
Like a singularity.
And he's like, does Superman ever shit? And I was like, no, he just absorbs all his food into power.
Okay, so before we get off onto our next topic, quote unquote, I use the term lightly, Tim had just called me, he said, and then he texted me and he said, I said, I'm sorry I couldn't pick up, Ian was telling a poo story. But when we're doing the podcast and Ian was telling a poop story, but I'll call you shortly. And he said he wanted to discuss another drinking game idea involving Minecraft. Did I tell you about this? Where we should all be English?
Yes, he did
so
tell me.
should I call him and have him be a guest caller here for a second?
I don't know, do you want to do that?
Yeah, we could do that.
Let's do that. Tim's always a joy to talk to.
Okay. After this, I want to, like, you were talking about, like, going into the city or whatever.
I don't want to listen to this BS.
I don't like it.
Hey, Tim, what's up?
Welcome, Slacker-chan.
No,
Hey,
no,
Tim.
it's Nightmare Spoon now.
Oh.
No, it's Typhoon and Spoon.
What's up?
What? Anyway, yeah, I was talking to Chris about your idea of doing the tropic accents and everything.
Yes.
I think that what we should do is a LAN party at your place.
Yeah, that could do.
Because 1.3, you're in the third room right now. 1.3 is LAN.
Oh, yeah.
You can do that hardcore wall.
The hardcore what?
The
World of
hardcore
yours.
world. I
I
could
don't
see.
have it anymore.
Well, I mean,
So you don't have it anymore?
No, it got wiped, remember that? Well, I haven't proven that it got wiped, I just can't get on. I just can't, it's like, it's no.
Okay. Anyway, right, so, well,
But that would be a great, if we could spawn into the hardcore world with
That
like
would
the
be good.
water world,
that would be good.
that would be awesome, because we'd be like, just like killing each other on like islands and stuff. And like swimming off in different directions and being like, I told me we could go to New China, Martha. We promised we'd go to New China.
You guys can swim off in a direction. I'm staying on land.
Okay.
I don't think you see the heart, but anyway, anyway, he told me that the program that almost everyone uses to record, everyone uses a program called Frap.
I knew he was going to say Fraps.
Oh, I thought you said crap.
I knew he
No,
was gonna
Frap,
say
it's
Fraps.
F-R-A-P-S, Frap.
Okay.
But anyway, he says it's very good. Now, technically, it costs money, but Chris is saying you could get it easily. So, but in any case, the point being,
We
It's
don't
Ecuador.
pirate software here at digital-delirium.com. I will pay for it.
okay. Well, in any case, the idea was to put it on each of the computers. That way, you can have it from every perspective and edit it later. So if something awesome happens, I'm like, what happens, Martha? You know.
Yeah, we'll keep a notepad like with the time signatures on it.
Right. Well, anywho, but yeah, it also records audio as well. So
Good,
that
good.
would be- but in any case, so yeah, we're pretty much covered for it. However, we gotta talk about a date because we're off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, like a fag.
At least he admits it.
So I was wondering, should we do it on Tuesday or Wednesday, or should we do it this week?
Wednesday is usually the best because the kid's not here. But
The man has a point.
yeah.
Well, good news is, apparently Turbo had an old computer that, like, he bought it, but years ago. No, he didn't use it at all, practically. It's a decent computer. He bought it, it had like a micro now, because I guess it's not to his standard, he doesn't want it. But just give it to me, but it's a lot better than the computer I have.
Interrupting Ecuador
So,
time.
I convert to that, and that should work just fine for me.
Okay.
I bought you
anyway,
something. by the way.
You did? Cool.
So it's
Thanks,
gonna
man.
be, obviously, at least you and me. Is Josh gonna have, is his computer gonna be able to handle Minecraft and
No.
okay.
We'll work something out.
Okay, well, is Ian going to
In
join
one
us in
more
this?
thing.
What?
Ian going to join us in this?
You want to join us, guys?
That's a very
And
good
the
question. To answer that, let's consult the Urban Dictionary.
By the Urban Dictionary, he means Ian. Ian?
Quizás,
Quizás?
maybe.
Maybe.
On a Wednesday, I mean, I would want to get bloody drunk for this.
This should be. This would probably be at about 6 or 7 p.m.
Unfortunately, it has to be on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. That's his only days off.
Right. Because of Tim.
He says Quizás.
He says what?
Quizás.
Keys or Soze?
Yeah, that means maybe.
Maybe, okay. Well, I mean, I can be there before you and me get off work and set up, help set up. So.
Okay. We need to wrap it up.
Okay.
We do need a wrap it up button.
Well, I mean,
Just
we could be like,
hang
if
over
everyone
Tim's
can
head all the time.
Shut up, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm definitely home by then. And Ian's home by about then.
I mean, so you know, I'm going to just, I will do my best to get better schedule.
It's cool, dude. We do what we gotta do. I mean, like, it's good that, I mean, you're lucky to be on good terms with your employers right now, but by the way, just so you know, we're actually recording. We're doing it live, right, as you speak, so,
Well, it's boring to edit now, but anyway.
what's that? What's that,
So you
Snurdly?
know, I should have a
Snidely
new
whip
schedule
ass.
starting in September, okay?
Oh, cool. Man, that's not far off.
I don't know what it's going to be, but I will do my best to try to get at least either Saturday or Sunday off.
You're spilling beer on
Game
the
Face is hitting himself with a beer can.
You're spilling beer on the carpet.
I'm just, jeez, it's been a weird night. I got lost in freaking Eastern PA. It took me 4 hours to get home.
You'd think you'd know the way by now.
I don't know.
Okay, I gotta run.
Okay, peace out, have fun. Elliot, I love you.
He can hear you.
I love you, Tim.
He says he loves you, Tim.
No
Okay.
homo.
No.
No homo.
Yes, no homo. Okay, later, guys. Peace.
All right.
See you
Peace
later,
out.
Tim. Okay, let's.
Oh, that was painful
Yeah,
to predict.
that
I'm
was
sorry, Tim.
painful. So,
Ah.
getting back to Ecuador, like you said, you were online actually for a little bit during the weekends, and you said you were spending the weekends in the city. So I assumed that you weren't with your
Yeah.
host family. or
Yeah,
whatever?
during the weekends we took a trip back into Otavalu, which is a city about the size of Shippensburg. It's nice. No, well,
So
I mean,
not very big.
no, it's not. It's not very big, but that's why I kind of like it.
I thought you
It's
took
really
trips
homey.
into Quito.
No, fuck Quito. No, Quito is like New York City if a bomb hit it.
So did you stay there the entire weekend, or did you just go there and then go home and go back? And go home?
Oh no. I mean, you could do that, but it's like a 20-minute bus ride. I mean, once we were in Quito, we just got a hostel and stayed there for the weekend. Hostels, by the way, it's just like it's a minimalist hotel, and it's about $4 a night.
It's like a
With
hotel
hot
where you
water.
stay in someone else's house, basically, right?
No,
this is
they're
actually
hotels.
open.
Oh, I
yeah,
thought it was-
in some cases you would have to share a room with somebody else who you don't know, but that never happened to us.
Oh,
Wow, impressive.
Yeah.
that's a
I
stroke
guess
of
nobody
luck.
wants to go to
So,
Ecuador.
what was it like in the city?
Oh, it was beautiful in the city. On weekends, they would in Otavalu at least they would have a marketplace where there's just it's just like in Aladdin when Jasmine is walking through the marketplace and everyone,
It's all
there's-
outdoors. and
Yeah,
people,
it's all
like,
Open
outdoors.
air
There's
market.
people who set up stands. I actually have footage of just
Farmers
me
market.
walking through the marketplace. No, but it's set up on the streets.
Yeah.
It's all along the streets, and there's people selling beads, they're selling glasswares, they're selling pipes, they're selling bowls,
Yeah,
they're selling
I've seen
switchblades
that
and
kind of
axes.
thing in Mexico.
Yeah, it's like that. Very
Like
colorful.
if you go
very
outside of the major
high-paced.
cities in Mexico, there's a lot of places that are like that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, so
It's really-
I have to get another beer to wash Tim out of my brain. But before I do, would you tell us the story about Ryan Rico Graney and what he asked about your proficiency?
My proficiency.
Your proficiency in the Spanish language?
Oh, he. Ryan Graney,
that cracked me up.
I mean, you only get the full effect of it if you see the kinds of pictures that I took. But Ryan, when he first found out that I was going to Ecuador, and I told him that I was practicing Spanish, and he was just like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, can you say there is a dog on that roof?" And I said, "Ryan, I don't know how to say that, nor do I think I would ever have to say that." Sure enough, I go to Ecuador. There's dogs on every roof. There's all kinds of dogs, like barking. At one point, I even saw a dog on one roof, and then across the street, a dog on the other roof barking at it, and they're communicating from across the street.
That's like a scene from. It reminds me of a scene from Mongrels, where it's like, "Oh, you got a date? Yeah, I got a date. Oh, where'd you meet this fella? Oh, he called to me one night," and it's just flashback to these dogs walking around the neighborhood. Oi, 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 no, oi, 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 oi. They're just going oi back and forth at each other.
Look at your oys. Look at the shapes
Oi!
that they all made.
Oi. So, hey, everybody, say oi, oi.
So,
Warm up for the
Oi.
Minecraft night. Oi.
so
Oi! Creeper! Oi!
Creeper.
Creeper. I hate how English people say creeper. And I got chutney on the cord of my microphone somehow. I'm gonna go throw this
Only
chutney
you
tomato
would-
thing out
only
and get
you
another
would
beer.
get chutney on the cord of your microphone. Only you.
Hey, if
Only
Dave
you.
Lister were on this program,
He
would
could.
find a way
which
to.
he will be someday.
We will have. We will have him.
Dan Craig.
Yeah, Daniel Craig here, and we'll be like, no. The entire time you're here, you're in the character of Dave Lister, and we're going to call you Dave Lister.
I don't see the point.
I mean, like,
That's it. That's very Dave. That's very, very Dave.
I'm not even trying.
Not even trying.
That's also Dave.
The guitar, it's got 3 strings and 2 of them are G.
It's only,
What did he
I
say?
think he said it's only got 5 strings and 3 of them are G. So, like,
I'll be right back.
do they have, like, air conditioning at your hostel
Oh,
or anything like that?
No, not really. I mean, the conditions in the hostel, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't drafty.
Yes. No. Air, not conditioning. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Do they have, like ceiling fans that circulate air?
No, not really. It wasn't bad. I mean, you got to realize that Otavalo is in the mountains, and it really doesn't get
that hot?
too hot in the mountains. No, well, it's weird because you're on the equator, but you're such high altitude. The sun doesn't have to go through that much atmosphere to get to you, and it gets extremely cold at night, extremely hot in the daytime, and then extremely
Like-
cold at night
like-
again.
How cold? How hot? Can you get like, temperature?
Cold enough. I didn't actually have any means of telling the exact temperature in Fahrenheit, let alone they measured everything in Celsius, and that would have thrown me off anyway.
Yeah.
But I would say, I mean, it was cold enough that I could wear a long sleeve shirt, a thick woolen poncho, wrap myself up in a blanket, and still be a little too cold to sleep. Sometimes sleeping was tough because I was just shivering.
That's like the Sierras when I went backpacking last summer.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like that. It was. I mean, it was California in the middle of August, so it was hot. But we were up high, so it wasn't really hot. It never got above maybe about 85,
Well, that's really nice.
and it was really nice. But then at night, the one night, it got down to 20.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's
Oh
bad.
yeah. I froze my butt off that night.
But I mean, living in hostels, I mean, that was just when in the communities that it would bother me, but hostels were comfortable. I mean, they weren't as comfortable as like a hotel here or my house, but they were like, it was like a retreat, it was like a vacation. And we could go out for pizza and beer at night.
You didn't have to put up a bug net.
So on weekends you didn't like work at all. You just went. And
Oh yeah, we just partied. Yeah, we just ate falafels. My
cool.
friend was a vegetarian, so we ate a lot of vegetarian food.
So
I fell in
what
love
all
with
kind of food
falafels.
did
That's an
you eat while you
Israeli
were
thing.
there? I mean, did you get any meat? You said your one buddy that was like part of the host family or whatever was a vegetarian.
He was a vegetarian. He was part of a different housing family, though, and I'm sure he told them like, "Hey, I don't eat
Well,
whatever."
did you eat meat though?
I ate my housing family. Yeah, there were almost always all 3 meals of the day was potato soup. Soup, just soup. And they would mix
So
it.
if you never have potato soup again, it'll be too soon.
What?
If you never have potato soup again, it'll be too soon.
Deep cut.
I kind of grew fond of it, but
Soup, super tasty soup, super spicy carrot and coriander, chili chowder, miso, Oriental Prince in the land of soup. You're not getting it?
I know what you're talking about. I just don't know it.
Oh, I know that. I missed part of it.
Sorry, I don't memorize their crypts.
I know like that, like Lama down, deep down.
Because you said like some you mentioned earlier like some of the food you ate was kind of weird or whatever.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
That was okay. Well, I spent 2 weeks in the community, only 2 weeks. You're making it sound like I was the whole time I was there was with the housing family. That was only for half of it, really.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was only for half of it, and then the rest of the half we were just traveling. We were going from city to city, hostel to hostel, family to family. And the third place that we went after the Otavalu, after a housing family, was in the rainforest, the Amazon. And I was out in the middle of the jungle. And these people live completely different from the people in the city, any more different than I've ever experienced. When we stayed a week with them, I had to eat grub worms. They're creepy, they're crawly, they're fat little critters, about the size of my thumb.
What do they taste like?
They taste like fat that you cut off of pork.
Gristle.
They don't
Really?
taste bad. Yeah,
They taste about how they look.
no,
Alex,
like gristle.
no.
your microphone.
There we go.
They're bugs. They don't look like anything edible.
Yeah, but they look like gristle. I think they look like gristle.
I mean, did you like I know like parts
The
of the
head that would
Caribbean.
burst
There are parts of the Caribbean where they'll cook different kinds of meats. There are parts of the Caribbean where they'll cook horse. Did they do anything like that in there?
Tim?
They, well, while I was living in the housing family, we'd eat soup. Occasionally we'd have a little bit of chicken, but usually not. As a celebration, they eat koi. Koi is Spanish for guinea pig. And,
I bet that was good.
oh yeah, oh, it's good.
They're
It's
fat.
good. They're fat, they're tasty, but they would still have their paws, they would still have their faces when they put it on the plate, and you eat everything. You eat the gallbladder, you eat the heart, you eat the lungs. My friend popped a lung in his mouth. He said it popped in his mouth. It was weird.
Bet that was really weird. So, how many different places did you stay in after?
Okay, well, to give you the rundown, we landed in Quito. That's where the only goddamn airport is in Ecuador.
There's only one airport.
I think so. I don't know. You keep in mind that Ecuador is smaller than Texas.
Well, I know Ecuador's not the biggest place in the world, but there's several airports in Texas.
It's really not that big. It's urbanized, but I may be wrong. I'm just that's like if you're flying into Ecuador, 90% of the time you're going to be landing in Quito. I don't actually know if there's any other airports, but we went from Quito to Otavalu, and then our housing family was in the rurals of Otavalu. And then from Otavalu to Baños, the city of Baños, which means the city of waterfalls.
I thought Banyo meant bathroom.
Baños is bathroom. Baños more specifically means like water house.
Running water.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Like water. Like in America we say
Technically
water
means
closet.
Bath, I think. There's a city in England called Bath.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I thought the city in England's B-A-T-H-E.
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure. But I think it's just BAT, B-A-T-H.
So anyway, continue again.
From the city of waterfalls, Baños, we went to Tena. Tena is what they call the gateway to the rainforest. From Tena, we went to Montanita. Montanita is the beach community. We just partied it up there, and then from Montanita.
So you didn't do any work in that?
Oh hell no!
You just
hell
partied
no!
with,
Yeah,
like,
we just
girls in bikinis?
Yeah, that was like the last place we went to before we went all the way back to Quito again. So, we pretty much spent like the remainder of our budget and in Montanita.
Well, it's cheap to party and something.
It is cheap to party. I'd also like to point out that there's only one kind of beer in Ecuador.
Really?
It's called Pilsner.
Pilsner.
It's a Pilsner called Pilsner.
Mm.
It's the only beer that you can get in Ecuador. Like when you...
I thought they would have more than that.
No!
Like, does nobody brew different kinds of beer?
No, they don't! There's
I
one
think
kind of beer.
my
I thought someone would have.
My theory is that area is kind of remote, so the only beer that they can get there is the stuff that's brewed locally, and only one person there is fucked to make beer.
I don't know, maybe.
That's my theory. They can't really import beer there, because beer doesn't travel well unless it's refrigerated.
Yeah, that's true.
So, what was the cost of
In Vietnam, they used to
beer
put
there?
formaldehyde in beer
That's gross.
in order to transport it all the way up there.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Beer was, okay, well, you'd imagine it comes in a bottle. Pilsner is always in a bottle. And it's a little bit bigger than a regular bottle. It's kind of like, have you seen those Heinekens? I think it's like 20 ounces. Yeah, it's a tall boy. It always
24 ounces?
24, yeah. It always comes in a bottle like that. And it costs $1. They actually,
Really?
yes.
That's awesome.
It's cheap. Everything in Ecuador is cheap.
That's
cheap,
awesome.
cheap.
That's really
They
fucking
actually charge you $1.10, and then once you return the empty glass to them, they give you 10 cents back. They recycle. They really
deposit
press
bottle.
for that.
Did you finish, you said you were building an outhouse. Did you guys finish that before you left? Or?
It wasn't functional, but we like put all the cement up. They put a roof on it. They had where the water was going to come in and where the water was going to go out. They just didn't install the toilet
So
yet.
these people who have never taken a shit in their entire life can take their first shit.
They'll fill it up and they'll have to call you back to dig another one.
Soon after you left, they're like, "Oh my god!" Except in Spanish.
Dios! Now every time they take a shit, they're gonna think of Ian.
Every time. And
The same with the dog.
Ah, conejo! That's right, the dog's name was conejo, which is
What kind of dog
Spanish for rabbit. I think it was like a mountain mutt. I don't know, it was like...
So there's like dogs everywhere there?
Yeah, literally. There's dogs. The dogs run wild in the streets. They're everywhere. They communicate with each other. They're like all street dogs of different breeds, and there are no cats because the dogs eat them all.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Go dogs!
I know, right?
Yeah, dog.
Cats are worthless. You ever heard of a seeing eye cat? No.
No,
Ever heard
because
of a
they're
drug
dicks.
Cat?
Cats are
No.
douchebags. They will eat you if you die.
They're almost as bad. They're worse than monkeys.
Well,
I don't know, monkeys
helper
are jerks.
monkeys do exist, though. So monkeys have a purpose. Cats don't.
What was the monkey's name? Do you remember what the monkey's name was?
Yeah, I heard something about you had a monkey or something there.
Ian and his monkey friends. I don't think the monkey had a name.
Maybe it was.
Monkey.
So you really like interacted with a monkey thing?
Oh yeah. Oh, it interacted with all of us. Like it was called a squirrel monkey, and it was about the size of my fist, maybe. And it would like run around and pick things up, and then it would like. This was in the rainforest, so we were staying at a house that was like a bamboo hut with different levels and everything, and it kept like jumping from level to level and looking down and yelling at us, and then it would drop down and land in one of our hairs, and it would land in some girl's hair, and she freaked out like ah, and then it would like bite her ear and then jump to another person onto their shoulder and be like, oh, I like this person, and then it would like crawl from one arm to another and then jump onto another person. It was intense. I really liked my monkey friend.
Oh, that's cool.
Ian and his monkey friend.
And his
Did
monkey
you
friend.
did you give your monkey friend a name?
Chicha.
Chicha the monkey.
Chicha the monkey.
Okay,
No, Bob was-
you told this
Bob
story
was the
the other
dog.
day, but it was funny, so I was wondering if you could tell it on the podcast. It was the story where you jumped into the water.
I forgot about that.
Alright,
I
well,
forgot about that story.
in the Amazon, we didn't have running water at our little bamboo hut, so what we had every morning we got
You
up.
made a bamboo?
Yes, I can show
Cool.
you pictures of it.
I
Bamboo
love
hut
to see
with straw roof.
I would love to select a few pictures and just share
Definitely.
them on the website.
Definitely.
I think I can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Cool.
actually have my camera and my cable right here, so we
Cool.
can do that.
Lord.
Can you?
I don't know if you have the patience to do another brief slideshow. Slideshow.
I
Anyway.
wouldn't mind at all.
Cool. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, in the Amazon, we would always go down every morning and bathe in this creek. And what we would do is we'd get in the water first, we'd get ourselves wet, then we'd lather shampoo on our hair, and then soap on our bodies, and then we'd run up and then get onto this bridge that was way high up, and we'd jump off, and it was like a 50-foot drop, and we'd be like, ah, ah.
Scary.
Yeah, oh, it's pretty high. I mean, 50 feet high isn't that high, but it's enough.
But that's enough for you to think about it.
Yes.
After you jump.
Yes, it's enough to, like, as you're falling, realize how stupid you are, and then scream, and then you hit the water, and it's like, it's so cold, it's such a rush. But, they had these hot peppers there that they would cut open, mix with water, and dip their food in, and these were really, really hot peppers. They were just, like, they were red and, like, exactly the same kind of peppers that you see advertised on spicy things, you know, it's just, like
They look
perfectly
like cayenne
pepper shaped.
peppers.
Yeah, it's like jalapeno peppers. I always thought that they don't look like peppers.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that? Like,
Yeah.
they're like little bulbs. These were pointy little peppers.
They're like
They
cayennes
were cool.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
But
about.
the one morning I took one, I took it with me down to the river. And I just wanted an adrenaline rush, and I don't really know what I was thinking. It must have been.
It was scary. Like jumping off the...
Yeah,
That's
you
what
get up.
told us the other day.
You get up.
got that because you were scared of doing that jump, and you wanted something to encourage you.
Yeah, because like as soon as you look down at the water, it's like I'm not jumping. So I went up there with the pepper. And I
But
was
I
like,
bet the people who do this all the time are just like, just jump
yeah,
without
they're like
thought.
the jungle children. They were just like, oh yeah, that's what you do.
Well, there was only one jungle child. But
Kindy,
His name
he's the man.
I was gonna say his name was George.
his
So,
name, apparently this
finish your-
this kid was gone from Final Fantasy VI. But anyway,
Yeah, Gao.
Gao. Yeah, gone was from Hunter x Hunter. Anyway,
So I went up there and I ate the hot pepper to encourage me, and I'm like chewing it. You know, it's not hot while you're chewing it. And then I swallow it, and then the burning kicks in, and not only in my mouth, but it's like the whole way down my throat. And I'm like, oh. So I just look down and I see the water and know that the water is cold. So I run and I jump off, but it's so hot that I start like swinging my arms around and I freak out in midair, and I landed on my ass. Like it bruised my ass. The water bruises my ass. I hit the water and the water is so cold, and I come to the surface and my mouth is so hot, and the first thing I say is, I'm in hell!
say something about like dislocating his shoulder. Or
Yeah,
something.
I landed the way I landed, like my arm popped up into the air, and like I thought that I had dislocated it. So my arm was popped and my butt was bruised and the water was cold and my mouth was burning, and I'm just like, I'm suffering! Why did I think this was a good idea?
So could anybody from this group of people, could any of them speak English or no?
Oh yeah. Oh, my friend. Yeah, all the people that we went with spoke English and Spanish fluently. Just I didn't speak Spanish.
How about the
They were
French
always
girl?
there too.
Well, at least you could communicate with
French
them
girl was
after being with
trilingual.
a couple
Nice.
of people who didn't speak English. you
What's
know.
up?
It had to be like relieving to be able to communicate fluently after spending 2 weeks
Oh,
with
yeah.
a few people who couldn't speak English.
Yeah, when I was with the community, I was alone and there was no conversation really. So like any time like my friend Ryan showed up, like I was just like, Ryan! I literally felt like a dog that his owner just came home from work. I was like, Ryan, I have so many things to tell you. I have so many things I want to say, and they probably don't make any difference, but I just want to talk. I just want to talk really loud right now because I'm so excited to see you.
So tell us about Gal.
Gal.
Yeah.
Gal's name was Kindi. Kindi is hummingbird in Quechua.
That's cool.
But this kid, like, he would...
Nobody knew who his parents were.
Nobody
If he had them or
well, nobody knew where his parents were. They dropped him off at the housing family's house in the Amazon, and they just left, and nobody knew where they were. And this kid, like, raised himself. Like, he had been like this. His parents were never really there for him, and he just pretty much knew how to raise himself.
Was he like a cow that he didn't know when he was crapping?
I don't know where you got that.
This would be the third crap story of the day. Is there a third crap story? Well, we can get to that.
No, but he was just wild. I mean, he would just wander off into the woods with a machete and come back with food and a bundle of sticks. This kid was 6 years old. He was nuts. No, he's a jungle child.
I was gonna say, he sounds like a fucking badass.
He's badass. Yeah.
Like this is what Arnold Schwarzenegger was like when he was 6. You know?
Yeah.
Probably.
In the jungles of Austria.
Yes. No, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Dude, Austria is a jungle out there. It's just a really cold jungle.
They had another son whose name was Jimmy. He was named Jimmy after Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Jimi.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And he played the guitar backwards.
That's really cool.
Yeah. He was a really cool kid. He also knew how to draw Dragon Ball Z characters, and that's another thing that I would like to get into, is the entertainment industry of Otavalu, of Ecuador. When we went into Otavalu, there were a lot of DVD stores, and one thing that I noticed about movies down there is that, like, in America, in the States, everybody watches movies. It's not really about a question of whether or not you watch movies. It's about which kind of movie. Right. There's a movie out there for everybody.
You are
and yeah, some people are really into them. Some people are just like, I'll watch a movie if I like it. But we all watch movies. But down there, it's kind of like a hobby. It's like something that you're into. It's like, do you watch movies? No, yeah, I'm into movies. It's like, it's kind of like that. It's weird. But the movies, like, the movie stores would just be, the DVDs would come in little bags, and they were obviously, like, not official. I'm pretty sure they were unlicensed. They were usually compilations of movies. Like, you'd see one that the title was just Bruce Lee, and it was just a compilation of Bruce Lee movies. Yeah, and they were usually unlicensed. A lot of times they were poorly translated. Like, they would have the synopsis on the back, and it would be for the wrong movie, or like weird things like that. I actually found one for Sean that was a compilation of Futurama episodes, and it has like pictures of Futurama characters with Simpsons characters mixed in there. Like, they didn't even know. And then you look on the back, and it has the descriptions of all the episodes, but the description is the same for each episode. And then you read the description of the episode, and it's a description for an episode of Scooby-Doo. And I actually got something while I was down there, and I was looking for this in the States. But I really couldn't seem to find it. Even when I looked online, like, I looked on Blu-ray, and I looked on eBay, and I really couldn't even find it at all. But I actually just saw this for you, and I thought it screamed out your name, so I wanted to say that right now you are actually the proud owner of Kangaroo Jack on Blu-ray. So there you go, from Ecuador. That's what movies are like in Ecuador.
Really?
Yeah.
This is like 20 different movies.
Yeah, it's a compilation. It's usually
for some reason there's Yogi Bear.
I'm seeing the Yogi Bear movie.
I'm gonna have to
I don't even know what that is. Is that Brendan Fraser?
I think I'm gonna have to take a picture of that and put it on the site too.
I honestly
Kangaroo Jack.
Kangaroo.
Yeah, Canguro Jack.
It's on Blu-ray.
I'm texting Tim about this.
Polly.
I honestly have no idea what I bought. I have no idea what is in that bag.
So this could be anything. This could be porn. You don't know. It could be like hour after hour of porn.
Well, Ganguro is Japanese for women who like dye their skin like really, really tan and like bleach their hair blonde to look Hispanic.
Oh, gangaros.
Yeah.
Oh, we hate those in America.
Yeah.
Well, that
And they
sounds
probably
like,
do the duck face.
It sounds like
Yeah.
you had like.
Well, no. Then there's an exaggerated form called a Yamamba, and it's like platinum blonde Japanese girl with like coffee-colored skin, and it's like freaking gross.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
It's weird.
Sounds like you actually like you actually had a lot of fun while you were out there, though.
I did, definitely.
That's
Even
cool.
the bad parts, I don't regret any of it. It was beautiful, it was an amazing experience, and if I ever get another chance to do it again, I will.
And it's the kind of thing that, like, most people. I mean, we're running out of time, which is why I'm kind of wrapping this up. We're almost at an hour, so it's the kind of thing that most people probably wouldn't get to experience in their entire life. So consider yourself lucky, dude, to get to go there and do this.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people, if offered this, would actually take the opportunity to go there and do this kind of thing.
I
If
wouldn't mind
the
going.
opportunity ever spits on your shoes, you take it.
Yeah,
Pound it.
it's. I mean,
Toast to that. Empty beer can. No, you can't toast with an empty beer can.
well, I
That's
have
true.
an empty beer can and another empty beer can. I have two
Oh,
empty beer
yeah.
cans.
Would it make a difference if we all toasted with empty beer cans?
It would mean we're all screwed, but we can all be screwed together.
Yeah!
To being
Thank you.
screwed. Shit.
In America.
In America. Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm gonna laugh if that
are you
turns out
happy
it's not
though
even
to be
Blu-ray.
back here in the States?
God damn, I am. No more soup. No more soup in cold weather.
Yeah, no more soup and cold. Well, it'll get to cold weather eventually.
Soup and cold. Then it'll be good
You
soup
give
and
it
cold
a month
weather.
and a half to 2 months, it'll be cold again.
Okay, how's this? No more soup and cold showers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cold showers with fucking like lukewarm showers I can do. Ass cold showers, no. I wonder if ass cold was named after like you get in the bed and like
My ass is cold.
to quote what's his name? Jeff Foxworthy. When a woman gets into bed, the temperature of her feet and butt drops to below freezing. I wonder if that's where you get the phrase
That's
ass
good.
cold from.
That's good.
It's like, I could lick my hand and put it on my wife's butt and it'll stick. Okay, we're at about an hour, so let's wrap this up. Thank you for sharing this, Ian. I really wanted to take this opportunity to have you talk about your trip and everything that you experienced there, and so you can share it with the world or Higmo, whichever.
Thanks a
What
whole
if
bunch for
Higmo
listening,
is
Higmo.
the world?
Whoa.
Well, we're the world
I
to
don't
Higmo.
Yeah, we are the Hig.
We are the
Mo.
Higmo.
Freaking YouTube.
I think Higmo puts this on tape, and then he holds it in his hands, and he just goes, "I've got the whole world in my hands."
Why was that a thing?
I got the whole
Okay.
world in my hands.
Yeah, this has been another edition of.
What is this? What is this? Five and
Probably
one.
unrelated.
There's a zebra. What the hell is this? There's a raccoon attacking a guy. When did that happen?
I don't know.
Oh, and
There's
if you,
5 movies on this Blu-ray.
If you read the description for Kangaroo Jack, it talks about a science experiment gone wrong, resulting in parallel dimensions that takes over the course of human progress.
Okay.
Man, that's one hardcore kangaroo.
Yeah, that is one hardcore kangaroo. So this has been another edition of Press the Action Button podcast here
I
on
don't
digital.
think this is full HD like it says.
Here on digital-delirium.com. As always, I am your host, Joystick. With me this week, and thank you for sharing, was D-Pad. Say goodbye to the people, D-Pad.
Thanks for listening, and
Barely scratched
you
the
guys
surface.
are awesome. See you later.
Also with us this week was Gameface. Say goodbye to the people, Gameface.
Like he said, you guys are awesome. And, Blu-ray.
We will talk to you guys next week here on Digital-Delirium. Bye-bye.
Welcome to my